Hey man, it's Kevin Smith.
Hey, this is Jay Music.
Hey, I'm Scott Snyder.
I'm Cena Grace.
And you're listening
to the Absolute Geek.
The Absolute Geek.
Absolute Geek.
Absolute Geek Podcast.
Check it out, Snoogans.
Friday night in Phoenix. Woo! You're listening to the Absolute Geek Podcast.
Welcome everyone to the best damn podcast in all the land. It is the Absolute Geek Podcast. I am Matt.
I am Quesadilla Kyle.
I'm Jose.
I'm Brian.
It is another Friday night in beautiful, hot, sweaty Phoenix, Arizona.
Are we recording?
No, we're not recording, Jose.
Okay.
We are not recording right now, Jose. It's just a practice run.
All right, a dry run.
How was you guys' week?
Long.
Yeah.
Yep. Actually went by pretty quick for me. Surprisingly.
Nice, Jose. Welcome to all of our first-time listeners with a belch from Jose.
Yep. Hi, everybody.
So I was watching Family
There's
Feud
that
today,
lack of journalistic integrity that we have.
that they were talking about. Mm-hmm. So one of the questions on Family Feud today was they asked 100 women, what was the sign that your mate was too young to get married? And there were 7 answers, and what do you think the top 3 answers were to that?
Played video games.
They didn't know the words to the Prince of Bel-Air.
Number 2.
Video games is number 2.
Video games is number 2.
Still lives at mom and dad's house.
Flatulence.
No.
Burping and farting.
They don't know the words to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
So the number one answer was they had action figures and toys. Number 2 was video games. Number 3 was comic books.
Oh, jeez. This is a stereotype.
Those are the top 3 answers.
That explains a lot.
Right? And Nubia turns and laughs. She just kind of points and laughs at me.
No wonder, no wonder 3/4 of this podcast are single.
I said, hey, I know a lot of people that fit that criteria.
All right.
I just thought it was just hilarious. I just thought it was fucking funny.
Who's hosting that now?
Steve Harvey.
Isn't that black guy?
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, Steve Harvey.
Okay. All right. Because I saw one where Wayne Brady was hosting. That must have been like...
Wayne Brady hosts Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah.
Price is Right is Drew Funny Man Carey. Drew Cleveland Rocks Carey.
He's starting to look like Bob Barker.
A little bit. You mold into it.
He's molding into him.
In another 10 years, he'll look just like him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
All of a sudden, one day he's doing spay and neuter your pets ads.
Yeah. So anybody else do anything exciting?
Don't all talk at once.
I know, right?
Yeah, just work.
I mean, it's kind of it's been a long week for me. I mean, me personally, I was sick Tuesday, so I laid in bed and watched Avengers Endgame all day. So.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because it came out on 4K.
Not bad. And you guys hit up the shop?
Comic books and toys.
Yep, comic books and toys.
Any of you guys hit up the shop this week?
I did.
What'd you guys pick up?
I picked up the new X-Men.
I picked up that as well.
What issue is it on?
The 2 Garbage Carnage tie-ins.
Did you read them?
I skimmed through them and I put them back.
They were bad, huh?
Yeah. And then I got like I think Batman came out, and then just a couple regular titles.
Dude,
Flash.
I was absolutely pissed off that I spent $5 a book on those tie-ins. I was so mad. Like, I got home and I read it, and I was like, I want to go back to the store and return this crap and get my $5 back. Like,
I want $5.
Well, dude, I go to that's my gripe right now with Marvel is like, they've got these big events and they've got you hooked in, and they're like, oh, Hickman's writing X-Men now. Come read X-Men, but we're gonna charge you $5 a book, and it's gonna be a weekly book. So I'm like, all right, I got 3 books. It shouldn't be no big deal. $19 for 3 books.
What?
Yeah, for 3 books. Yeah, because all 3 of them were $4.99 plus. Because the 2 Carnage books were $4 plus. And then the X-Men book was $4 plus. $5 plus, sorry. But I did pick up the new Karen Gillian book that's kind of blowing up right now, Once and Future.
Yeah, that book is blowing up right now.
So
that's a big book right now in the spec market. So, what's it about?
I haven't read it yet. Apparently, it's supposed to be very much like a King Arthur type story.
Yeah.
I know I like Karen Gillian's writing from Die Die Die. So I just picked it. I saw it.
I couldn't get into that.
Really? I mean, it's a D&D based book. It's pretty much what it is. So
I've read the first couple issues, and I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, Greg Schoen was telling me about it. Like, he's been blowing it up and blowing it up, and he was talking to me at length about Karen Gillian when we were at San Diego having dinner, and he is the one that told me about Once and Future coming out, and it kind of clicked when I saw it on the shelf. So I was like, oh, I'll pick it up and check it out. And the local comic shop had 1 per customer. So the one thing I'm finding interesting though is like too with the local comic shops is a lot of local comic shops I think went light on the Hickman X-Men books, House of X and Power of X, because like I'm having a hard time finding the normal covers. Like all I can find is like the variant covers, which is very odd.
What do you mean? Are they doing an A and a B, or are they doing an actual incentive variant? Then that's what you're seeing.
Well, so they've got.
It had a few They'll have a few covers.
Yeah, and like the local comic shop I go to down the street, they ordered real light on it because they were like, oh, it won't be that big of an event, and they ordered real light on it, and like for the last 2 weeks they haven't had the main covers. So like last week I had to get a Scotty Young variant because that's all they had. And then this week, all they had was a $10 1 in 25 variant that had, Scott Summers' brother, Nathan Summers on it. Not Nathan Summers. God damn it. Had, I can't think of his name right now. Fuck. Scott Summers' brother on it.
Havoc?
Havoc. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it had Havoc on it, and the dude wanted $12 for it. And I was like, I'm not paying $12 for this book. So I had to go to a couple different shops before I actually found the normal cover for this week's issue. So, which personally I think looks better than any variant cover that's out there.
Talk about the book. So, what do you think about the storyline so far? You guys both checked it out, right?
I haven't read the new issue, but I don't care about spoilers, so run with it, Matt.
I mean, it's all over the place. Like, it's all over the place, but I'm having a kind of a hard time following some of it because it's like he's writing 3 different storylines at 3 different timelines at once. So, like, last week's issue did a lot to show, like, the different timelines that he's establishing and everything like that. And then this week So like this week's book is very much in the timeline where Charles Xavier is aware that his goal and his mission and his dream of mutants and
So
humans,
the last timeline from the book.
yeah,
From the last book.
yeah, where his mission and stuff is not gonna work. So he goes and joins Magneto, and he searches out Magneto, and they kind of join forces, and Magneto's like, all right, well, I'll trust you for now, but if you show a momentary weakness, I'm gonna capitalize and basically overthrow you. He's like, I'm gonna pick my opportunity, and if you show a momentary weakness, I'm gonna capitalize and overthrow you.
That's badass.
And Charles Xavier is like, I wouldn't expect anything less from you. And so McTaggart shows Magneto. Magneto's like, why should I trust you? And so she shows him all of the different timelines that she's been a part of. And then that's kind of when Xavier is like, look, we got to do things differently. We've got to be gods now instead of trying to live among them. That's why Magneto pretty much agrees to join them.
Being involved. Yeah.
So
I've always thought Magneto was a complete badass.
So then it cuts to like the current. So that was the past timeline, and then it cuts to the year. That was the year 1 timeline. Now it cuts to the year 10 timeline, where they're talking to Scott Summers about having to go shut down. I'm trying to remember what it was that they had to go shut down, but they're trying to go basically they're going to shut down the new Sentinel, the new character Sentinel that they created in the future from ever being
Nimrod?
Yeah, Nimrod, from ever being created. So they're like, we got to go shut down this planet because this is where Nimrod, in the point in time where we believe Nimrod is created. So we got to stop Nimrod from ever existing. And then it cuts to.
You about to eat, Jose?
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you about to eat?
Jose?
They're Belvita things.
Fuck eating myself. I'm just gonna fucking be loud and obnoxious about it.
Yep. There you go. There you go. Just for you, Kyle.
Not for me.
And then it cuts to year 100, which is the timeline where she's with Apocalypse, and like Apocalypse has his own little X-Men team, and like Wolverine is working with Apocalypse, and they're trying to fight against Nimrod, and it's just like, it's real interesting, all the different timelines.
That's badass.
That it's working with here, and it's.
You have a patch on?
Who?
Wolverine?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it's kind of all over the place. Like, there's so many different timelines that are going on here, and it's like, I don't know.
It sounds like he's doing a lot of the stuff major X-Men fans really wanted to do or wanted to see.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how like everything spins out of the books, because I feel like there's so much going on in them that they're confusing at times. I don't know.
What do you mean? Like just because you don't know X-Men lore good enough, or
no?
Just because they're going back and forth in the timelines is just totally kind of like Memento style.
Well, because the timelines all seem to clash. So it's like, so there's event. So the book starts out with events that are going on in year 1. Then it goes to those same events being talked about in year 10, and then year 100, it's being talked about in the same events. So like, they're talking about Xavier's approaching Magneto in year 1, and then in year 10 they're talking about shutting down Nimrod and needing to steal codes to shut down Nimrod, and then it jumps to year 10, or year 100, and it shows them trying to infiltrate their mainframe with Apocalypse to get the codes that they need to do everything, and then like it jumps into the future again. So like, just the mismatch of teams, and like it's a lot of timelines going on at once, and I think that's a lot of what the last issue did, was to set up these timelines Yes, Tim says exactly. It's like watching the movie 12 Monkeys for the first time.
I gotcha.
So it's just like all over the place, and it's good, but I think he's doing a lot to go back and like erase a lot of the bullshit that's happened to the X-Men and happened in X-Men lore over the years. So
Good.
it's
That's what we needed.
all I know is that it is definitely one of the hottest books right now on the market. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
For people to read, that's for
Yeah,
damn sure.
for sure. Not the speculation market, but I mean like popular as in a lot of people are into it, a lot of people are reading it, and a lot of people are demanding it because Marvel did a good job, even at San Diego. They did a good job of hyping this change to the X-Men, and they gave you that look of like the books that are going to spin out of this with Excalibur and New Mutants and like all the different teams, and it's starting to kind of take shape where you kind of see these teams working together now, and it'll be interesting to see where they take it going forward.
Well, something crazy that we noticed this week is the whole Thing versus Hulk stuff.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Makes me hate Dan Slott more.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
He's such a schmuck, man. It's like he takes all the continuity and all the history that we have and just doesn't even deal with it. Yep.
I'm just gonna crinkle this shit up and I'm gonna throw it in the garbage.
Yep. So it's always great to have writers not care. There's the exact opposite. You got a writer that does care with all the continuity and stuff, and Hickman, who's doing the X-Men?
Hickman
is.
Yeah, Hickman. You got somebody like Hickman and Donny Cates who really care about the continuity.
It sure as hell isn't Jose's fucking rapper.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well,
Fuck.
But I mean, I'm enjoying that, the X-Men books so far, and I'm kind of sad that Uncanny's not coming back, but like with the Dan Slott shit. See, I'm getting off track here, all over the place. With the Dan Slott thing and Hulk thing, like we've seen this fight play out a couple different times in comics, and I don't think you really needed a definitive winner to this ever.
No.
Like they could go back and forth, and they could have rubber matches.
That's kind of how it is.
Yeah, and for him to like definitively have the thing put down the Hulk and now have it declared where he's the definitive winner of the fight, like it doesn't make sense. The Hulk is a massive raging beast, and the madder he gets, the stronger he gets.
Hard on.
And yeah, hard on. And the stronger he gets. So like at some point you think he's gonna overpower Thing. And like the way they did it where his wife reminds him that he has heart. So his heart is stronger than rage, and that's what leads him
The only thing that was
to win the fight.
the thing that was kind of cool was the only thing that was almost cool about it, Thing fighting Hulk, was Thing hit him so hard, his arm busted apart, and all the rocks and everything flew off.
It's all rock.
that is kind of cool.
Like it hit, like it was like it's like kind of gone now.
He'll probably reform
When he
it.
woke up like later or whatever it was, because it put him out after it because that much, fucking Goku energy fucking build up.
Yeah, Alicia Masters hasn't been around for a while.
He has to channel all that ki.
Yeah.
He was getting his spirit bomb going.
All that masturbation rage.
It exploded. Like from Scary Movie.
Right? Yeah, fucking plaster to the ceiling.
I don't know. I don't know, but part of me is like, is it just because Dan Slott wrote it? I don't like it. Like, if it would have been another writer, would I have been like more accepting of it, or is it just because my true hatred for Dan Slott?
Like your hatred.
I just think I think it's something that we didn't need a definitive end to. Like, they can go back and forth. Why do you need to declare a winner?
It's kind of cool that they had forever they had left it pretty much a draw.
Yeah.
It's like Superman and the Flash running. Depends who writes it.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. I just hate Dan Slott, period. So
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I just think he got. I mean, I can't defend him. He spent so many years
Fucking us.
Yeah, screwing up Spider-Man, and
He didn't even put lipstick on before he fucked us.
Yeah, but you know what?
Sand.
Ryan Otley has done a lot for that Spider-Man.
I like to be bought dinner before I get fucked.
Yep.
Otley's just drawing that book. He's not even the writer on that book.
Yeah.
Who's writing on that? I thought Otley was doing some of the writing too in those first couple issues.
No,
He's doing the art.
He's the art. I don't even know if he's still the artist. He was doing the art.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
he is.
Didn't they just announce a new team that's coming for that new storyline?
Nick Spencer is the writer, Tim said.
Thank you, Tim.
Yes, thank you, Tim.
Thank you, moderator.
Tim. Moderator Tim.
Well, you know, to Segu from Otley,
Segu.
doing Walking Dead covers every once in a while.
He
says
that Otley's back on the book as of 2 issues ago, because I know he wasn't on the book for a lot of the Craven Hunt stuff.
I just picked up the new issue yesterday when I was at the comic book store, and it was his cover that was on it for sure.
Charlie Adlard stepping down from ever doing zombies.
Do you blame him?
No, not at all. Not at all. There's one douchebag that decided he was going to make zombies be his magnum opus, and he's such a douchebag over, and that's Arthur Sidem. So I'm glad that Charlie Adlard's going the other route. Why pigeonhole yourself?
Yeah, I mean, and in the article that they were talking to him about it, he doesn't even want to do full books anymore. He just wants to do short projects, small things, just be no real deadlines. I think he's got enough Walking Dead money that he can actually
You got some fuck you money?
Yeah, he can enjoy himself.
Well, I was gonna say he could be he's got enough and done enough where he could be like a Scotty Young or a J. Scott Campbell and just do covers or just do variants and be fine,
I don't know. Some of his last covers have been fucking garbage when he's done other books.
All right.
He did that.
All right, Corbin. All right, not to get off topic here, Brian, real quick, but I want you to weigh in here, Brian. Better book. Better story. Quarter Owls or Gotham by Gaslight?
Not even a question.
It's Court Owls, right?
Yeah, Court of Owls. That's not even a question.
Yeah.
Court of Owls is like top 10 all-time Batman storylines.
Corbin's just
Gotham by Gaslight's amazing. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking amazing.
But it's not. Court of Owls is badass.
Yeah, but Gotham by Gaslight's like maybe top 25. I would say. There's so many good. There's too many good Batman storylines. I mean, it's unreal how many good.
Gotham by Gaslight
character. There's not another character that has better storylines in the amount than Batman.
Corbin, this conversation is over now, all right? It's done. You admit that you're drinking the Kool-Aid, and it's just done, all right? Corbin's like...
He really thought
Corbin says,
Brian,
wow.
we're going to...
Yeah, he did. He told me, he was like, everyone's going to agree with me. Brian, Kyle, everyone will agree with me that Gotham by Gaslight is a top 10 Batman story. I was like, it's not. It's really not. It's really not.
It's a great story. It's a great story, but it's not a top 10 Batman story. definitely a top 10 Elseworld story. It's probably a top 5 Elseworld story.
But in Batman stories, it's not in the top 10.
He's shocked that you said top 25. He said not even top 15.
Yeah, not even top 15. Well, I tell you that that's a very good question. We should tackle that. Bring Corbin on for an episode. We all write out our favorite, our top 25, or let's do top 20 Batman storylines. And if that's too much, we'll decide to do top 10.
Yeah, we'll do top 10, but everybody has to reread Quarter Owls, and everybody has to reread
Gotham by
Gaslight.
Yeah.
Because I already promised Corbin that I would reread both. Reread.
Corbin's down for it. He said, "Let's do it."
All right, we'll put that together.
Yeah, because that's
we'll let the audience get in too. You guys can tell us, make your lists. Tell us what you guys think.
And if you say metal, then you're out.
No, nobody says I should post a poll. I did that. I did it on Facebook. But that's why I did it, because we were having the conversation about how me and Corbin were having the conversation. And I was like, dude, Gotham by Gaslight is good, but it's not top 10 Batman good. I was like, Court of Owls has done so much to define the character of Batman, and there's so much that the Court of Owls...
let Corbin know real quick that Nubia is my wife, and she's not the waitress I'm trying to pick up. All right, keep going, man. I'm sorry.
But it was just a conversation. And he was like, that's what I said. He was like, no, man. He was like, Kyle and Brian, they'll agree with me. Ask them, man, that Gotham by Gaslight's a better story than Court of Owls. So I said to Kyle, and Kyle just responded, he's drinking the Kool-Aid. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna post this to Facebook and just get people's reactions. And even that, he was like, he spread it to Adonis and all his group, and I was like, okay. And then Adonis fires back with, dude, Court of Owls is amazing. It's way better than Gotham by Gaslight. So just watching Corbin's defeat roll over through the week has been interesting. And then Ken like wrote a fucking essay about why...
Dude, he wrote a whole article on it.
He wrote an essay on why both books are cool, but that Gotham, or that Court of Owls is better. So
I think that would be a good idea. Let's put this together. We'll chat back and forth with Corbin, see when he's a good time to come on, and then we'll post it on Facebook so everybody can figure out.
Corbin's ready to go to Bosa Donuts anytime.
Corbin has his booth at Bosa Donuts on lockdown. It's on reserve.
It's got a reserve sign.
And how do you go to Bosa and not get donut and a Hawaiian shaved ice?
Oh, dude,
how do you not?
He had donuts last time he was on at Bosa.
Yeah, but he didn't have the shaved ice, man. How could you not get the shaved ice?
One at a time.
I think with all of his water troubles, he's just trying to steer clear.
Yeah.
He's afraid that their water heater might bust and he might get stuff ruined.
So, did any of you guys see any or talk to anybody at the shops about those Superman and Supergirl comics that got pulped?
That they were asking to be destroyed?
No, I wanted to talk again about it, but he was busy. I wanted to ask him about it.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know if they actually pulped them. You know what? That'd be a great thing to have, is to talk to a comic book owner, shop owner, and ask them shit like that. Like,
so did they actually get them? And
yeah,
they were asking to destroy them?
Yeah, they actually got them.
That means everybody's hoarded them.
I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
All of a sudden, you're going to see a whole bunch on the CGC census.
Yeah.
Market.
Yeah. Well, you remember that one Elseworlds book? It was
Gotham by Gaslight.
I knew that was coming.
I think it was like an 80-page giant Elseworlds, and they had a story in there where some hero or somebody accidentally put a baby in a microwave, and and DC didn't find it out till like really late, and they had already shipped all the issues over to Europe. So they pulped all the American ones, but the European ones didn't get pulped.
Like,
And,
how do you miss something like that? Like, isn't that the job of your editor to catch that
Editor?
shit? Yeah.
Oh, it's happened before. What about the Green Lantern 51 with the was it like a baby in a freezer or something like that, or a dead body in a freezer?
I think that sometimes the editors just let it go. So they're like, let's see what kind of craziness this could cause.
There's some,
I think they're busy and they give it to their assistant or an intern and skim through it. What do you think? I'm working for free. Fuck it, I don't care.
That's what happens when you pass your work on to a Melvin.
Actually, you know what? I want to see if they have any on eBay. Let's see if any of them have shown up on eBay yet.
Tim's saying that the East Coast shops did not get any of the Superman Supergirl books.
What number was it? Supergirl, like 33?
Let me check. What would a book like that do for speculation if it got out into the?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to find. It would be huge. It'd be massive. That'd be a book everybody would be trying to find. Rarity is king.
14 and 33.
So Supergirl 33 or Supergirl 14?
Supergirl 33, Superman 14.
Okay.
so where are they pulling it?
They had a cover mix-up. Yeah, it was one on eBay right now with 44 minutes. It's up to $56.
Damn.
And then there's a Superman one going for $23.50. Here's both of them going for $67. Supergirl one going for $37. They're selling all day. Let me see what the sold listings are.
Chuck says East Coast equals swamp ass.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Yeah, $60. They sold for $75, $50. So yeah,
Nobody destroyed that shit.
yeah. They're smart to get it to the market as fast as possible, beat everybody else.
Yep.
I think it's funny. The speculation game, like the more that I've paid attention to, is very funny because, like, last month that Go-Go Power Rangers book was like super hot because everyone thought it was a Purple Ranger, and it's not a Purple Ranger. It's a Ranger. It's a dude who apparently can morph into different Rangers, past and present, because he's taking on the forms of different versions of Rangers. So they call him like a blue bastard in the new issue or something like that. So he's not even purple. So it's
And the price is already tanked on it, right?
I haven't looked at the price since, but I just think it's funny how like people they're so quick to jump the gun on that spec, like the Donatello thing, like the Donatello death of Donatello, and like an issue later he's back. You know, it's
Yeah.
Is that a zombie?
No, he wasn't a zombie.
I think I drove all the way to like Mesa or something.
I remember that.
Copies.
I did too. I drove all the way to Mesa to get copies. Yep.
That shit was dropped like a rock.
Me and you went, didn't we, Brian?
Not me.
Maybe I went with Green.
I remember everybody was going crazy for it. Everybody was calling stores looking for it.
Yeah, because I'd called Dreadnought, and they were like, "Yeah, we have one." And then they were gonna hold it for me. And they called me back 10 minutes later, and they're like, "Oh, this is a hot book now, so we're gonna charge you eBay prices for it." And I told them to fuck themselves.
Yeah, they're a bunch of assholes, anyways.
Yeah, big shout out to Dreadnought Comics, I guess. Fuck. Yeah.
That's my biggest pet peeve, dude. Like, if it's the day the book releases, don't do that shit to people.
Yep.
Like, if you're a real if it's someone that's like looking for the book, don't do that to people. Who cares if they're gonna make?
If someone wants to really read the book, it's on their pull list.
Right. Well, yeah, but like, still, even if you're looking to buy it,
I'll read previews just like the speculators do,
yeah, I don't read previews. I don't know what's coming out.
and that's why you call stores looking for shit when it's too late.
But like even with The Walking Dead, like I ordered The Walking, like 193. I ordered it. I went to the store to pick it up, and they're like, "Oh well, we got shorted. So, if you want a copy, we've got more on order, but we're gonna charge you eBay prices for them." Okay, so I'm a subscriber to the book. You don't have enough to fill my subscription, but when it comes in, you want to charge me eBay prices for it. Like that's not. I don't think that's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I pass on that. But everybody should read previews. There's a reason why they're out. So you can see what's coming up.
What do you guys think about the rumors with Andrew Garfield playing Moon Knight?
I don't.
That was Keanu Reeves.
No,
I'm on the fence about it.
Now
I
they're
thought there
saying
was speculation that Keanu Reeves was doing it.
no. He's one of the people that Moon Knight is one of the characters that Keanu Reeves they said he could play, but the problem is Keanu Reeves, if he comes into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he's gonna be kind of like a one-off or he's not gonna be a character that gets his own series or drives his own series because of how old he is. They want someone younger that they can sign to multiple deals and things like that. So they're gonna, Moon Knight, Andrew Garfield and Moon Knight. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Well, it kind of makes me wonder, what are they doing with that? Are they going with the same patterns that DC is casting Robert Pattinson with as Batman? Like, you're going with the acting ability and not the physique or the size or the character, and I don't know.
I'm cool with that.
What do you think about it, Brian?
I'm cool with that.
You're cool with Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, I'm cool with that, man.
With Andrew Garfield?
Well, what Matt was talking about, how, I guess what you were saying, like he's just not a big a person, and he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're saying? Well, look at that guy that played Homelander. That guy wasn't like a big motherfucker, but he pulled off that role pretty good with that.
That's true.
Fake muscle suit.
Homelander.
That was great, man.
More like Home Wrecker, am I right? Oh, got him.
Damn dad joke.
That was a good dad joke. I know what you're talking about.
So I think in a couple weeks here, doesn't Joker debut at Cannes Film Festival or whatever?
That movie should be coming to theaters soon, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, in the next week or two, it should be premiering. So.
I know it premieres at Cannes, but I think it has an October release date, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it November? Let's find out.
It's pretty. Did you guys read the story about how he came up with the laugh?
No.
He went and studied. There's a disorder where you either laugh maniacally or cry a lot, and he went and studied that disorder, and he based his laugh on that psychiatric disorder. Thought that was kind of cool.
Tim says he got it in a loot crate.
Oh man, what a thing!
Not anymore. Goodbye, Loot Crate.
But dude, I'm super intrigued by that movie. The more that I hear about it, and the fact that I read the script, the stuff from the script that leaked, I'm super intrigued by it, and I'm super intrigued by the fact that they're calling it potentially the most controversial comic book movie ever written. And I'm like, oh wow, like you're gonna get it's more controversial than say Watchmen was when it came out. Like,
no.
What did you read?
What, you didn't read the leaked scripts and stuff? Well, I don't want to spoil it for people, but just how like it's based on society created
they can
him.
Google it themselves. Well, they said that from the beginning.
Well, I know, but just kind of
you had to read a leaked script to get that.
Well, and it's more of a politically driven movie. Like it's kind of like
they've said that since the beginning.
They get him in like it's like an Occupy Wall Street type of thing, and he uses
It feels
that
like that's
to
San Diego Comic-Con.
what?
I thought I'm just fucking with you.
They didn't talk about it at all at San Diego Comic-Con, but just the way they're moving with the movie, and it's, I don't know, it's not, like you said, it's not following any Joker comics. It's its own.
This was all in the
standalone
script that
story.
you read?
Yes, I'm paraphrasing because I'm not trying to give stuff away, you dick.
So then they leaked it like when they first were talking about the movie.
No,
Because they said all this when they first were talking about the movie.
I totally thought that Martin Scorsese had something to do with this.
I think he's producing it. I think Scorsese's a producer on it.
I'm confused.
What are you confused about, Kyle?
Everything.
Yeah, right.
Just what you're saying. That's all stuff that was said a long time ago. I figured if there was a leaked script, there would be something interesting to it.
Well, the problem is that they're gonna make him. The other thing is they're gonna make Joker more sympathetic and relatable, kind of like what they did with Thanos and Infinity War. So
They need to. They should. That's how Joker is played out in the comics.
it's kind of like, and they're saying that if it's one bad day drove him to be criminally insane. So
Just one.
Yep.
Just one. That's got to be a bad day.
It's a really shitty day.
What happened was he was stuck in traffic. He couldn't take it.
Right there. That's enough.
And then he had a gun and a baseball bat.
So they're saying that the
And
Joker.
it all around Michael Douglas.
They're saying that the Joker movie gives you the imagination that we live in a society where Arthur Fleck is the ultimate victim, a man with multiple illnesses and traumas, driven to violent madness because everyone and everything in his life is hurting him. For much of the first act, he's actually a fairly sympathetic anti-hero. The point at which viewers fall off his side, however, will vary. One would hope smarter viewers will pick up that the biggest red flag in his behavior, namely stalking his crush, breaking into her apartment and calling her a whore when he finds out she has a boyfriend with villain protagonist of the movie. There's always a risk of real bad people thinking such movies are siding with them.
Now I wish you didn't say that because I don't want to see that movie at all.
That sucks.
It sounds so stupid now.
Sounds like a bad romance movie.
You're mean. I'm the Joker now. I'm gonna put on makeup.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it could be as bad as New Mutants. That shit's a fucking shit show. You guys read that article?
My battery's dead. Fuck it, it's a crime spree.
I want to blow up everybody.
Oh my god. They broke in, they didn't steal anything. Whore! I'm out of here. That's it. All right, that's broken, Mary. Oh my god.
I'm still excited about it because I want to see the movie and the way they go with it. Like, sit here and joke about it all you want and poke fun, but like, I think that it's all going to be in how, I don't know. The synopsis of it sounds weird, but I think the delivery of it's going to be completely different than what you think. And I don't think it's going to be just that.
It's going to be terrible.
It's not going to be just like, oh, you cheated on me, you whore. It's going to be that breakdown of psyche, of the mental illness. You're going to have to understand that, like, his past and all of the mental breaking points that he hits. I think it's going to be a different type of movie. It's going to be more mentally driven and trauma based than just seeing your girlfriend cheat on you or something, you know, or thinking that you have a girlfriend when you don't. Making up a girlfriend just to try to get out of things and impress people.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Are you back, Jake?
Oh my god! I fucking. Oh, whiskey and ginger came out of my nose. Oh man! What a fucking dick!
But yeah, moving on.
Oh, oh my god! Wow.
Oh man, that was fucking funny. Oh shit.
All right, what's next? It's the goo.
Well, good.
That was fucking funny, bro.
Yeah, for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I'm Matt,
Come on, Jake.
and he was Kyle, and we will see you guys next time.